Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, time for another solemn prayer, and I'm glad to know that I'm going to be traveling in Taiwan soon. I'm going to be looking to pivot my career over there. I had another bad experience this morning, and I actually had to call the police. What had happened was that the guy I tried to ignore yesterday, I got into another altercation with him, and he punched me. And I filed a police report, but I don't think much is going to happen with it. What had happened was that this morning, see, I'm not very good with recognizing faces. This morning, I had woken up and I was just about to go take a shower when he finished up. And I asked him if he would just turn on the water for a little bit because I have sensitivities to some of the detergents and shampoos. And he shouted an obscenity at me, saying, "No way, you're the guy who." He said that I had assaulted him. I said, "Okay, I don't care for your choice of words. I'm sorry about what happened yesterday," and that's when he became very combative. What had happened yesterday was that I was in the process of nursing a broken heart when he wanted to talk to me for something, I don't even know what, and I decided to ignore him. I had my headphones on. And my inspiration for ignoring him was that 2 months ago I was at a party and it was on meetup.com. And before I had gone to the party, I had noticed this girl had also RSVP'd. And so I spent a lot of time dressing up. And when I went to the party, she didn't even look at me. Like, had she spent 2 seconds looking at me and it wasn't good, I could probably accept that, right? But she didn't even look at me. I so bad in my mind, I closed my eyes and I pretended to grab her head to just look at me, and she still didn't look at me, and that was very upsetting. And so, my inspiration was that, yeah, I know, I maybe that wasn't the right, considering how upset I was, right? But then he shouted at me and startled the hell out of me, and so I raised my hand to see what. And I took my headphones off, and he thought I was gonna get physical or something like that. I said, "What makes you think you have the right to do that?" I slammed the headphones on the table. That was what happened the day before. Anyway, so what's really nice about what happened today is that I didn't have a whole lot of stuff in the hostel. And so I quickly grabbed my things and I went to the front desk to explain the situation, and then I left. And then I filed the police report. Uh, the guy I argued with, he actually works there as well as living there, so I have his information and all that. I don't think much is going to happen, though. But one lesson I learned is that I didn't have a whole lot of stuff in the hostel. I had a problem with my roommate 2 months ago, in large part because I had a lot of things in there that were fragile, and when he was threatening me and threatening to kick me out, it caused a lot of conflict. Had I packed a little bit lighter when I was at my other apartment. Now, when I get back to Phoenix, I'm going to be moving into another place. That's a lesson to be learned from that. But one thing I've learned is that here in the United States, everybody's in their own little world, right? I had this guy just even listen to what I was going through. He didn't even give me the few moments to elaborate on what was going on. And so today, because the girl that I'm hoping to see, it's still up in the air. Well, while I wait for that and hope for the best, I'm probably gonna look at some career opportunities in Taiwan. I remember when I was in Taiwan, I had a lot of uncertainty with another girl, and that's not the way that the everybody else that I ran into there in Taiwan treated me. I distinctly remember that was only 5 months ago, and I will look into opportunities there. Why don't you pray? That's probably the first thing I'm gonna do is to look at opportunities in Taiwan. I shouldn't have ignored the guy yesterday. Maybe when he was talking to me, that could have been a good segue to say, I'm running into this, and maybe that wasn't the best. After all, I was pretty offended when that Filipino girl last month ignored me too. I don't know why I decided to do that. I think it was out of uh, anger from what happened last month and wanting to quote unquote return the favor. I agree. It was wrong of me, but at the same time, last month I didn't blow up at that Filipino. Yeah, I left the party in a hurry, and I think I didn't blow up at her. Actually, I actually told somebody else who was sitting next to me, if this is how the party's going to treat, I'm leaving, and I left in a non-physical way. I just said, if this is how the party's going to treat, I'm leaving, and I left. I don't think anybody really cared though, and I'm still fuming from what happened last month, and that's why I decided to do that to my roommate. Leave a comment if you've ever done that. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.